Hey guys, welcome back. Back under the Barracuda today. Going to wrap up the rear torque box on this driver's side. You guys probably seen the video from the other side we did. Now I did get a few questions about, or requests rather, that you wanted to see a little bit more of the detail of how I made this bottom plate. It's a small piece, but it's reasonably complicated. There's a few bends in it. So okay, here goes. I'll show you how I got it done. Really, start off with a bit of cardboard, kind of roughly the size you need. This has got a nice little bend in it here, which is ideal for this transition here, this bend. That's going to butt up there. Now we're going to add later like a 5/8 of an inch flange here for it to turn down so we can plug weld. That's going to go here. Now all I do is basically, like rub along these edges, and that'll give you an idea of where that needs to be. This is where it's going to fold down to. So just, give it a little bend here. Kind of push in, and you'll be able to see the little indentations you've made. That's going to come over to here. That's a little bit too long there. Same on this back edge, where we're going to weld onto the 3x1. Give that a little thing there, and not sure whether you'll see this on camera, but there's sort of some areas there where this needs trimming to. So go and mark that out, take yourself a few measurements to back up your theories, if you like. And what you'll come up with pretty quickly is something like this, which we've already done. So yeah, we've got the bend here. I've trimmed that little notch out because we don't need to cover that. We are going to put a flat cover over here, and that'll plug weld here. We've got another little bend, which, because we've got no bend on the outside edge, it's just straight, but we do have a bend here. So we've got an angle fold or a break. So we'll go over in a second and put, get some metal cut out, put it in the break. We'll put a bend here, a bend here. We'll bend this flange. That's going to be the drop down for the plug welds. And we'll put another bend here, drill it, plug weld it in, run a couple of bead rolls in here so it matches all the rest. And so yeah, back in a second. So we got the template transferred onto some 16 gauge sheet metal. Put all the markings on there, actually marked at both sides, because we're going to have to be breaking it or bending it from different sides depending on the angle of the bend. Whether it bends up or down. So there's that. Now I just wanted to show you a couple of different shears that we use for cutting this metal up. This is what I call a 2-jaw shear. It has kind of a horseshoe kind of deal here. This is great for cutting corners, cutting curves. It can chew up your metal a little bit more than the 3-jaw cutter, which I'll show you, but this is great for going around corners. The 3-jaw, which is this style, basically has a little jaw in the middle here that runs up and down and cuts out a 1/4 inch wide sort of curl of steel. This will pretty much only do straight lines. You can work it into a light, really small curve, but not a tight curve, just a very gentle curve. This is probably my go-to one, but yeah, sometimes when you need those tight radiuses, that 2-jaw one is great. Now you'll see these aren't any big time name brand, probably know where they're from. Perfectly good for most applications, unless you're cutting sheet metal every day, which we don't here, and I'm sure you guys at home won't be using it every day. So some of the Chicago ones are just fine. So let's get back to bending this. We'll lose the template. So what I'm going to do is bend these two first, then that one. So yeah, drop it into the brake. As far as the angle goes, honestly that's a little bit of a guess. You kind of got to wing it, and sometimes start with a little bit less rather than more, because it's easier to add a bit more bend than it is to take the bend out. So now when there's two opposite bends, this one has to bend that way. That does get a bit hard to get it into the brake. So you kind of got to persuade it in there. Get her in there. But you have the jaw of the brake open and squeeze it down. And we're kind of starting to get to the shape we need. More again. This needs to be on the same, this little piece here needs to be on the same plane as that. So we're getting there. As you can see, we've kind of messed up this a little bit. That's got a big old curve in it, but we'll get that straightened out. That's, you know, you can let the brake do some of that work. Now we have to do probably a little bit over a 90-degree bend here. Just bring this 5/8 of an inch down and over. So drop that in there. Because of the shape of the box, we've got to go a little bit over. Might have gone a little too far there, but we can straighten that out. As I say, a lot of it is just a gut feel for, you know, just a good honest guess at the angle you need. So this one doesn't need a lot. That's going to tuck it up under the torque box. As you can see, it's kind of going to sit like about like that. And let's see how it fits. And we're back. Now I've had the advantage of between scenes, being able to hammer on this a little bit, add a couple of curves, tweak some of the angles, and it's fitting pretty nice now. It's going to go up there. We'll punch our holes out all around the perimeter here, drill a few holes through here. Obviously we've got to run some beads in here, but you guys have seen me do that. So we have 2 bead rolls down here, match the other side, and burn it in. Then next thing is subframe connectors. So I got to scratch my head a little bit on that one, figure out what we're going to do, and I'll be back and we'll explain how we do that. So you guys have a good weekend. I'll see you on the next one.